Hi friends, welcome to this week's Equine Realm Tarot reading for the week of October 25th, 2020. We are going to be reading from Way of the Horse, plus the pendulum will be picking a single card out of one of the decks of cards from Colette Baron Reed. That'll be the Maps or Hidden Realms or Wisdom of Avalon. I have my pendulum here. I make these pendulums, I hand make them with a sacred silver wire weave that I weave myself, I wrap them myself, and then I boost each pendulum with additional gemstones. This one, mine has jade, labradorite, amethyst, and some garnet. And each pendulum pixie pendulum has a signature sterling silver puff heart. That is my signature of my art. It is attached to a 7-chakra chain by a lobster clasp so that you can take the pendulum off and wear it as a pendant. Each pendulum also has a custom unique fob with various gemstones. Mine has rose quartz, onyx, jasper, carnelian, and amethyst. So we're going to ask Spirit which card would like to join in this week's Equine Realm reading. So do we want to pull a card from the Maps collection? And my pendulum answers clockwise for yes, counterclockwise for no. So will the Maps be joining us this week? Looks like a yes, but I felt my hand move and I want to get a good reading, so I'm going to hold it carefully. Take a deep breath. Allow the pendulum to answer. Will the Maps be joining us this week? That looks as a no, but I'd like a little more demonstrative. There we go. Counterclockwise for no. So then are we going to be pulling a card from Wisdom of Hidden Realms? My fob is telling me no. How funny. And that is a no. All right, let's confirm that a card is to be pulled from the Wisdom of Avalon. I just want to confirm it. A yes is clockwise and counterclockwise is no. Yes. Thank you for that confirmation. Thank you, pendulum, for your assistance. So we'll be moving these decks out of the way and we'll be pulling from Wisdom of Avalon. But let's get started with Way of the Horse. I'm going to shuffle the cards, and for the month of October, we're pulling the first card is the first part of the week, the middle card is the middle part of the week, and the last card is the last part of the week, and how it all ties together. So put your attention in your heart. What is it that you're seeking? What do you need to know today so that you can start your week with information that'll help guide your actions, your thoughts, your dreams? All right. I'm going to just shuffle a little bit more. Just want every card to have an opportunity. All right. First card of the week is, some challenging. That is horses challenging one another. I believe that's what this card is about. Horses challenging. I could be wrong though. We'll find out. Second card for the week, the middle. Oh, interesting. What are the horses looking at? What has their attention? Something has these horses' attention. Middle of the week. What do we need to be paying attention to in the middle of the week? And the last card, reflection. We'll be reflecting. You see the horse is reflected in the eye of this other horse, a memory. Or is that horse looking at another horse? But this is reflection. So perhaps we'll be reflecting at the end of the week. Let's start out with card 18 for the first part of the week. Boundary dance. Card 18 is boundary dance. So this two horses, and they are determining between the two of them their boundaries. You know, they can be territorial. Negotiating personal space, holding your ground, anger, frustration, or incongruence. Two horses approach each other, ears pinned slightly and tails swishing in anticipation. They begin the tenuous dance of respect and connection. The gift, when anger shows up, it signals that someone has invaded your physical or psychological space, perhaps unconsciously, perhaps with the intention to control or take advantage of you. Either way, the surge of energy that accompanies this emotion helps you stand your ground when someone pushes your boundaries. The challenge, it takes courage and awareness to use anger judiciously. You must be willing to tell someone to back off when he or she steps over the line, even if this person has higher status than you, because the more quickly you face this minor discomfort, the less likely you are to take it out on someone else. Boundary dance. First part of the week, defining your boundaries, setting your boundaries. Maybe you've got a boss that constantly puts extra work on you. You need to put boundaries around what is acceptable and stand up for yourself. First part of the week, if you're challenged by someone who's getting in your space all the time, you need to set boundaries with that person. Do it judiciously, do it kindly, but be firm. It's like the sense when you're working with the horse and the saying, he who moves the other's feet first is in control. We use our body language when we are working with horses. So when someone is in your space, gather yourself and walk right up to that person and get in their space. And you will see that person's countenance. They'll drop their head and they'll back up. It'll be surprising to you that they do that. But it is a natural instinct for people to get out of someone else's space. So someone's in your space, get in theirs, just like that. Get in there. All right, next card, number 4. What is this all about? I have no clue, but let's find out. It's been a while since I pulled that card. Point of view, discernment, constructive comparison, grounded ambition. Two horses reach a grassy summit on their way to higher ground, grazing and enjoying the view while deciding what path to take next. Discernment is the champion of authenticity and fulfillment. The challenge, healthy cynicism questions the self before others. Uncovering your true motivations, false assumptions, and hollow ambitions requires courage and compassion. So getting a different perspective. You know, right now in this politically challenged time, I have decided when someone has a different point of view than mine, instead of trying to convince them of my point of view, I simply ask them, so why do you believe that? Why do you believe this person will do better than the other person? What's your reasons for thinking that way? And I sincerely want to hear them, because oftentimes when I hear a person's reasons for following this way or that way, my discernment kicks in, and then I'm able to share with them, because I listened, I'm able to share with them my point of view, and perhaps my point of view might be affected because maybe they have a really good point. Maybe they have a perspective I haven't considered. It's worth listening to other perspectives. And when you do that, you'll either have discernment that, that doesn't fit me, or that's something worth considering. And when it doesn't fit you, now you understand why they think the way they do, and then you can discuss with them a different point of view because now you understand theirs. You can phrase your answer to them in a way of understanding because it's now based on what they see, how they see things. So doesn't that make sense? Listening to someone and use your discernment, whether that point of view works for you, or now you can actually speak intelligently with that person about their point of view and why maybe be worth listening to yours, right? All right. Card 28 is Dharma's reflection. You see that horse in the eye there. Dharma's reflection. Relationship as mirror, projection or transference. The futility of shame, blame, and hero worship. The eye of the horse holds the image of another. Is it a stablemate, a memory, or her own reflection? The gift, looking honestly at how we respond in relationship, provides a deeper glimpse of who we are than any mirror hanging on the wall. If we avoid shaming ourselves and blaming others, if we simply become curious about how we react in certain situations and why, we quite naturally begin to change those patterns. The challenge, many people are afraid of their own shadow. Picking a family member or coworker to act as a scapegoat is a common, though destructive, coping strategy for those who refuse to look at the darkness within. That point of view comes right into that Dharma reflection. Perhaps your point of view could be expanded. Maybe understanding what someone else's point of view is will expand your point of view and help you enlighten your own consciousness. None of us have all the answers. It's important to listen to others and reflect. It's okay to look at our perspective and consider that maybe it's not right. Maybe we need to change. So, interesting cards. Make sure you have healthy boundaries set around you. Consider the point of view. Stop and take a breath and ask a person who you don't agree with, ask why. Why do they consider that point of view? Why do they consider that particular candidate? What is it about that candidate that they will vote for? That's so helpful to know, because now you understand what they're thinking and how they're thinking. And then you can share your point of view or show the flaw that you perceive in their thinking. Maybe their thinking is limited and you could broaden that. You could help expand their awareness. And then the reflection. Don't be afraid to consider that maybe you are wrong. Maybe your perspective is wrong. Maybe your point of view isn't right. Listen to that other person and reflect on your own. And listen to your gut. Try not to be reactive so much as discerning of what is right and wrong. And your gut will tell you that. All right, we're going to move on to the card. The pendulum suggested we move on to pick a card from Wisdom of Avalon. And I believe with the Wisdom of Avalon, there are no ally or challengers. There's no upright or reverse. So we are going to ask to bring a card into this reading that will give us even greater information into this week, what is coming this week. Whoops. All right. Fear. Oh, maybe the fear that our choice, that our perspective is wrong, or that someone else is right. And that's a scary thought, that maybe they're right and we're wrong. Or fear of the unknown. Let's find out what the card is trying to tell us through Colette's channeling. Fear. This marker asks you to identify how fear may be affecting you on this part of your journey. Are you afraid of failure? Perhaps you're worried about success and the changes it brings as it pushes you to be all you can be. Are you afraid of losing something you don't yet have? Is your fear valid? That is always a good question to ask yourself. Is it valid? Have you seen actual evidence of adversity and trouble, or are you seeing false evidence, which gives you the appearance of being real? This is that perspective. Is fear influencing your perspective and your reflection? Fear is a crippling companion and indicates a loss of faith and connection to the divine. Remember that the God Goddess doesn't give you anything that you can't handle. Fear comes from the part of you that identifies with separation, division, and form. To release yourself from it, remember that you are first and foremost an infinite soul. Look through those eyes, and the fear will subside as you remember to trust the way of the mystery. Don't struggle with fear. Look inside. See the part of you that is afraid and send love, light, and compassion inward. This would be a very good time to write an inventory of your fears and their possible solutions. Once on paper, you may find that you've been afraid of fear itself. This is an auspicious omen of transformation. Oh, I love this combination for this week. Healthy boundaries, new perspectives, reflecting on the old perspectives, maybe reconsidering our point of view. And how is fear interfering with our reflection, with our point of view? Or are we afraid of fear itself? What a great week of cards. Please leave your comments down below. I want to know what message did you get out of this week's card? How did this affect you this week? Please subscribe and click the bell so you get the notifications. I do midweek excerpts of the tarot readings, so you'll get notifications of those uploads when they're available. And if you're interested in subscribing or registering for a life journey reading, I love supporting you on your journey, and I would be honored to support you on a life journey reading. So you can register on my website, missyryn.com, that's WRYN.com, and click Life Journey Readings. Wishing you a great week. Mwah! See you next week.